Hello and welcome to today's episode of Rusty Duck Garage. This is one of my mini project cars, a 1957. This Nomad was stored inside this gentleman's residence. Chevrolet Nomad. I bought this Nomad about a year ago from a gentleman near Yamhill, Oregon. Actually, he had passed away and his wife was selling it as part of his estate. He'd owned this car for nearly 40 years is my understanding. He was quite the welder, fabricator, restoration guy, and he had started the work on this car and had planned to finish it someday, but he never got to it. One of the main things he did was restored radiators, Mercedes-Benz cars in the 30s. The big brass radiators, I think there was like 600 pieces in those radiators, and he would get about $35,000 for a radiator. Anyways, this was his car, this 57 Nomad, and he had done a bunch of work to it and had also traded some work with another friend of his that was did welding and fabrication. And their plans with it was to put Camaro LS1 4L60 transmission in it and all Corvette running gear. He got the Corvette suspension in it, LS1 and the 4L60 in there, but never got them hooked up. And the other gentleman was doing that for him in some trade work for one of those Mercedes-Benz radiators. Apparently they had a falling out and the project stalled out, and then his health got bad, and that's when I ended up buying the car. So like I said, that's been about a year ago that I got this car, almost to the day. And I haven't gotten very far with the car. And quite honestly, I don't know that I'm going to. So I'm probably going to be selling the car. But give you a little walk around in the car here, show you what it is. It's a, as most everybody knows, in the 55, 6, 7 Chevrolets, rust is the worst enemy of these cars. And this car virtually has no rust. Just a couple little minor pecks in the floor, but hardly noticeable. But never did have any rust. He had sandblasted it down to the bare body, and this is just a primer coat over it just to protect it so it doesn't flash rust. But I've hung the chrome trim on it, stuff just so you can see what is there, and just to stage the car basically to showcase what all the pieces are there with the car. It has all the interior chrome trim and a lot of the really hard to find chrome and stuff on these Nomads. It is missing the bow tie bar for the front of the car. Most everything is here for the car. Like I said, it has an LS1 and an automatic in it. The LS1 is out of a 2001 or 2002 Camaro. Has a computer, all the harness. The fuel tank's installed in the car, and they did a pretty decent job on that. Simply could run the lines to it, flash the computer, and a few wires, and it would be pretty easy to start. But I'm not planning on doing that because, as you can see, I got plenty of other cars to work on. So we're gonna keep working on some of these other projects and probably let this one go. The 57 Nomad, all the Nomads actually, had this chrome trim on the tailgate here. Tailgate folded down. Another feature on the Nomads was these bow strips across the top of the top here, and the sliding quarter windows here. These slide back and forth for ventilation. It also had bows that go up in the roof of the car, and they are all down there in really nice shape there. 57 Nomad, I understand they only made 6,000 of them. And I'm not sure how many they made in 55 or 6, but 6,000 in 57. Installing the Corvette suspension underneath one of these cars is not unusual. I found several examples of Nomads with the Corvette C4 Corvette suspension under them, and it really does fit very, very nice, and the track width on it is pretty good. As you can see back here, I have a 15x7 rally wheel on the back of it, so the width is pretty decent. It's a little bit out, but not bad. I would run a Corvette wheel, an aftermarket Corvette wheel on this car probably would be my final choice of wheels. But a rally wheel does fit on the car pretty nice. And I did have them on the front too, just for testing. This one tire here has a bead leak that I'm getting taken care of here for it. Common areas for rust on these cars is back here, and there really isn't any. The lower sections of the car are very, very nice. Little, few little bumps or dents, but good overall. And you can see the floor there, whatnot. No holes in it anywhere. It's a nice scene so far. Overall, pretty complete. Very nice car. The Nomad glass is unique from the station wagon. Station wagon has a taller roof than the Nomad. The Nomad has the same windshield as a 57 hardtop, which is a little shorter than a station wagon or a two-door post. In the sliding windows, which those are all available and really pretty reasonable. Get all the glass for it on eBay for pretty reasonable. Dan Check Manufacturing has a lot of parts for these cars. I mean, everything for these cars is available. Most everything, I should say. Nomad stuff, there's just a few things it's not, but this car appears to have everything. Well, I really hate to sell that Nomad. It's one of those cars that I think I would really like to complete. I'd love to complete it. When I say complete it, left it in black primer. Maybe do a little nicer black primer on it. But just with that LS1 and a nice set of wheels on the car and just and a new glass in it and drive it as is. And I think it would have been a lot of fun. Really unique, cool car. It's not often that you see a 57 Nomad rolling up at cruise night that is non-stock without fancy paint and $75, $80, $100,000 car. So this car would have been a pretty cool, unique car, different than the Camaros and C10s and that sort of stuff that I have. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you would, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and we'll catch you next time at Rusty Duck Garage.